Have you ever wondered why some people can master complex skills in weeks while others struggle for years with little progress? What if I told you that the difference isn't intelligence or talent, but a hidden mental technique that can accelerate your learning by 9x? Today, I'm revealing Feynman's secret focus method that transforms ordinary students into extraordinary learners. A method so powerful, yet so simple, that most education experts completely overlook it. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever observed how effortlessly children absorb new languages? They don't memorize vocabulary lists. They don't study grammar rules for hours. Yet somehow, they achieve what most adult learners only dream of: natural, intuitive understanding that seems to bypass the struggle altogether. What's their secret? But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Has this ever happened to you? You spend countless hours studying new material only to freeze when you need to apply it because your brain is too busy translating concepts rather than truly understanding them. You're not alone, and more importantly, it's not your fault. The problem isn't you. It's your approach. When you encounter new information, what happens in your mind? If you're like most learners, you immediately translate it into something familiar, a mental habit that's silently sabotaging your progress. You're creating an unnecessary middleman in your brain, forcing every new concept to pass through the filter of what you already know before reaching understanding. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might surprise you. This method works regardless of your previous learning experience or the subject you're tackling. The secret lies in rewiring how your brain processes information. Imagine understanding quantum physics concepts directly, visualizing the particles and their behaviors without first translating them into simplified analogies. Imagine grasping musical theory by feeling the patterns rather than memorizing rules. That direct connection is where learning explodes, where complex ideas stop being foreign symbols to memorize and start becoming natural extensions of your thinking. This mental shift isn't just marginally better, it's transformative. What if the difference between struggling for years and achieving mastery in months came down to this fundamental approach? The barrier isn't the material itself. It's the invisible mental habits you've developed around learning. The first breakthrough comes from Feynman's insight about translation dependency. Children don't translate. They connect words and concepts directly to reality. When a child learns dog, they don't think of another word. They see the animal, hear its bark, feel its fur. By eliminating the translation habit, you create direct neural pathways that dramatically accelerate learning. If you've enjoyed these learning techniques and want to discover more powerful methods to accelerate your progress, hit that subscribe button now. I'm constantly sharing strategies that most courses never teach you. But that's just the beginning. The second principle transforms everything about how you approach new material. Feynman discovered something remarkable happens when you attempt to explain what you've learned, even if it's just to yourself. In an empty room, something remarkable happens when you attempt to explain what you've learned, even if it's just to yourself in an empty room. The scattered pieces of knowledge begin to organize themselves into coherent patterns. It's as if explaining forces your mind to create order out of chaos, revealing the exact gaps in your understanding that need addressing. This revelation process is the catalyst that accelerates learning beyond what most people believe possible. But here's where the journey takes an unexpected turn. Most learners unknowingly trap themselves in a cycle of passive consumption. They watch videos, listen to podcasts, read textbooks, constantly taking in information without ever pushing themselves to produce anything with that knowledge. The hidden truth is that transformation happens in the production, not the consumption. Think about it. Have you ever felt like you completely understood a concept until someone asked you to explain it? Suddenly, the gaps in your knowledge become glaringly obvious. That moment of realization isn't a failure. It's the breakthrough your brain needs to cement real understanding. When you force yourself to articulate thoughts in your target subject, even imperfectly, you create a positive feedback loop that propels your journey forward. Each successful explanation builds confidence, which motivates more practice, which builds more confidence. This virtuous cycle mirrors exactly how children naturally acquire language and skills, through active engagement rather than passive absorption. Your brain doesn't distinguish between subjects when it comes to this fundamental learning principle. The same mechanism that helped you master your first language is waiting to be activated for quantum physics, musical theory, coding, or any other skill. The difference is simply your awareness of how to trigger it. The environment you create for this active learning process plays a crucial role in whether you plateau or break through to new levels of mastery. One of the most revolutionary discoveries in cognitive science reveals just how powerful deep concentration can be when applied correctly. Many learners fall into a dangerous trap. They mistake time spent with progress made. The impact of this decision is profound. 30 minutes of absolute undivided attention creates more neural connections than 3 hours of distracted study. Think about your typical learning session. How many times does your phone buzz? How often do you check social media just for a second? Every time your focus breaks, you're not just losing a moment. You're forcing your brain to restart the deep processing that real learning requires. This constant context switching is the silent killer of skill acquisition. The breakthrough comes when you create sacred space for your learning, both in your environment and in your mind. Silence your phone completely. Close every browser tab except the one you need. Put a "Do Not Disturb" sign on your door if necessary. These aren't just productivity hacks. They're the foundation of a transformative learning experience. Your brain requires this level of focus to build the neural architecture that mastery demands. But here's where Feynman's approach becomes truly revolutionary. It's not about pushing through fatigue. It's about working with your brain's natural rhythms through strategic study blocks. Instead of scheduling a 2-hour session, divide your time into 4 30-minute blocks with 10-minute breaks between them. This rhythm aligns perfectly with your brain's natural attention cycle and allows for something magical to happen during those breaks: consolidation. The science behind this process is fascinating. Your brain doesn't stop working when you take a break. Instead, it shifts from acquisition to processing, cementing what you've just learned into long-term memory. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how quality trumps quantity in learning and why focusing on the essential elements can accelerate your progress exponentially. If you've experienced that moment where explaining something revealed gaps in your understanding, write in the comments. "I found my learning gaps, so I know you're tracking with these principles." The pursuit of mastery isn't about cramming more study hours into your day. It's about extracting maximum value from the time you already have. This mindset shift represents one of the most profound transformations you can make on your learning journey. Most people make a critical error. They confuse activity with achievement, spending hours reviewing material they'll rarely use, while neglecting the core elements that drive real progress. Behind the scenes of effective learning is a laser-like focus on what truly matters. The hidden truth that most educational approaches never reveal is that just a small fraction of any subject contains the essential elements that deliver the majority of results. Research consistently shows this 80-20 principle applies across virtually all domains. From languages where just 1,000 strategically chosen words can help you understand about 80% of everyday conversations, to programming where mastering a handful of core concepts unlocks countless applications. Ask yourself this powerful question. Before each study session, what's the single most important thing that will push me forward right now? This one decision filter eliminates hours of wasted effort and accelerates your progress exponentially. Think of learning like sculpting. Michelangelo didn't create David by adding more marble. He removed everything that wasn't David. Similarly, you don't become an expert by adding more and more content to your studies. You achieve mastery by ruthlessly cutting away everything that doesn't serve your specific goals. Join our community of dedicated learners by subscribing to this channel. I'm committed to bringing you the most effective methods to achieve mastery faster than you ever thought possible. This precision approach creates a direct path to expertise without the detours that exhaust most learners. The revelation here is that you don't need to learn an entire field to perform well within it. By focusing your energy on these high-impact elements first, you create a foundation that makes all subsequent learning easier and more meaningful. Now let's connect this strategic mindset with perhaps the most powerful technique in Feynman's arsenal, visualization. The conventional approach to memorization is fundamentally flawed. Most people try to remember information as if they were collecting data points. But your brain isn't designed to store information this way. It's designed to create vivid, multi-sensory experiences. When learning a new concept, don't just connect it to words you already know. That creates a weak, indirect neural pathway. Instead, picture the concept in stunning detail. Imagine its characteristics vividly. Feel its weight and texture. Hear the sounds associated with it. Experience its impact on all your senses. This immersive mental journey creates multiple neural connections to a single piece of information, making it nearly impossible to forget. This approach mirrors how your brain naturally processes and stores information in areas you've already mastered. You don't think in definitions, you think in images, feelings, sounds, and experiences. By aligning your learning with this inherent mental architecture, you bypass the translation bottleneck that slows most learners down. The impact of visualization extends beyond basic memorization. Complex theories, mathematical formulas, historical events, all benefit from this sensory-rich approach. Instead of mechanically repeating facts, create mental movies where you see yourself understanding and applying these elements in real situations. This transforms abstract concepts into concrete experiences your brain can easily grasp and recall. Let's explore how combining these powerful elements creates a learning system that feels less like study and more like discovery. A system that leverages your brain's natural abilities rather than fighting against them. If you've started applying visualization to your learning process, type "My mind's eye is open" in the comments to share your experience with this powerful technique. By combining these powerful techniques, breaking the translation habit, explaining concepts aloud, activating rather than consuming, creating sacred focus zones, prioritizing quality over quantity, and visualizing instead of memorizing, you now have a complete system for learning that works with your brain's natural abilities rather than against them. I've shared these insights because I genuinely believe they can transform your learning journey, just as they've transformed mine and countless others. If you found value in these techniques today, I'd love to have you join our community of curious minds. Hit the subscribe button below so we can continue exploring these powerful learning strategies together. Your journey of transformation is unique, and I'm curious about which of these techniques resonated most strongly with you. If something in this conversation sparked a moment of clarity, let me know by commenting, "My 9x Learning Journey begins today. Your thoughts help me understand which topics matter most to you and shapes the content I create moving forward. And if these ideas connected with you, a simple like lets me know we're on the same wavelength. It's not just about numbers, it's about building a community of learners who share these powerful approaches. I've prepared another video that explores how to apply these same principles to overcome learning plateaus, those frustrating moments when progress seems to stop completely. Click right here and let's continue this journey together. I'm excited to see how these methods transform your relationship with learning, because mastery isn't just about knowing more, it's about connecting with knowledge in entirely new ways.